Yeah, quick morning-ish vlog. Yeah, go for a run, and my new routine is I help out an older couple with their swimming pool, cleaning it in the mornings. And because they got a bad tree over the pool, it drops a lot of stuff in the pool. So anyway, it's my new routine, and so maybe I'll do one of these in the morning. But we'll see. So I got to rest a little before I go up the hill to walk home. So anyway, where was I? Yeah, so Nick did the inheritance video, did a part 2, and he's making a pretty simple argument of all the taxes we have. The last tax we should get rid of, the last tax we should reduce, is the inheritance tax. Of all the taxes, it's the most socially productive. The whole idea of having a birthright and an elite class who doesn't have an obligation to actually work is stupid. It's socially unproductive. And as he put it, bullocks to the argument that rich people won't get rich if they can't leave all the money to their kids. Yeah, let them leave a tiny percentage of it. Then they'll earn even more, and even more will go to more productive use. People just don't appreciate how much human resource gets wasted by obscene wealth. It really literally is pyramids worth of wasted human effort. We don't have it. It doesn't sit there in the middle of the country like a big giant stupid monument like in Egypt, but it's just as socially destructive. All it represents is wasted labor that should have been put towards causes like building the Hoover Dam, or building a better internet, or building something, a better space program, who knows. But there's an infinitely better pursuits for money than to build mansions. For labor. Labor needs to be employed better than that. Surplus needs to be directed better than that. And people just don't appreciate how much money goes to the children or the relatives or the friends of the wealthy, and how many people don't work because of it. So we lose their productive contribution. They take their Harvard education and go play golf for the rest of their life, or sip champagne on a yacht. It's a complete waste of an education. And it's a tremendous amount of money. It's waste. That's all it is waste. Yes, it's something we as human beings like to be selfish pricks. But the whole point of government is to regulate how prickish we can be. And deciding that birthright is a silly way to define value or what somebody deserves in this society, it's just, this is a no-brainer. I mean, birthright should be really easy for us to cross off the list of things the human race doesn't need. So if Nick's taking some heat on this subject, it's because you people are just motherfucking assholes. I mean, if you can't get this one right, you can't get anything right. And, it's almost worth wearing a party hat when this planet goes hurling into the sun. Because you can't get that one right. Yeah, whatever comes your way, we deserve our pain. We deserve to suffer, because we're one fucking stupid species. If we can't figure out birthright is bullshit. God damn, you people suck. You know who I'm talking about. Thanks.
Alright, I figure I'll throw in a little bit of extra, nature footage or whatever. So, and the cat, some flowers, the cat from the garden. So anyway, just extend this conversation a little bit. The Angry Canuck did a video about the whole credit thing. Well, 3 videos actually. Basically just saying the same thing, don't borrow money, and it's some sort of elite people that are, hoodwinking everybody. And it's just kind of bullshit. In the 1920s, called the Roaring Twenties, the same game was played. People borrowed money, and that's why the banks failed, because they couldn't pay the money back. And there was a run on the bank because the money wasn't insured, and so it's a whole, it's a different scenario now, but it's the same basic problem. IOUs are going to have to be turned into garbage, and whoever has the political clout is going to make sure it's not their IOU that's turned into garbage, because people just simply borrowed too much. We borrowed too much as a nation, and we borrowed too much as individuals, and now somebody has to get burned. The Angry Canucks sort of making the point that somehow it's the pensioners that are the ones that are going to be able to save their money. protect it from the crash. And that's not what's happening. It's the rich who are getting bailed out. not the people with pensions. Yes, the government stepped in the case of General Motors, and most of those pensions are pretty valid. I mean, people had an expectation back 20 years ago that they weren't going to compete with $1 a day labor. And so, yeah, they had a decent living that they earned for their time working. So they did productive work. So I think it's just kind of a bogus argument to say that's the problem. That's not the problem. Unions are bad, I'll concede. They've gone too far. But what the real mistake was is expecting any worker in this country to compete with $1 a day labor. It's stupid overseas. And that was the real, that's what destroyed this economy. And the people getting bailed out are the rich, the super rich too, mostly. But a lot of it's just inherited capital that's investment capital. And we're converting it, the government's converting all that risk capital into federally insured capital. They're giving them real dollars for that suspect paper. And that's what's going on. So I think I'm about out of time. No point in going over, right? So anyway, just throw that in as an add-on. It's the rich that are the fucking problem, Angry Canuck. It's not the pensioners.